this project, we decided to choose digital fabrication and virtual reality. We wanted to challenge ourselves with a new software and create an experience that could be used in real life and virtually. We believed that they would work well together and we could develop a connection between them.
We live in a world where the lines between what is real and what is virtual has become blurred, permeable and plastic. Increased accessibility to information through the internet and near universal uptake of social media is one well-documented example of our increasing integration with digital technology. If technology continues to develop and become more accessible, advances in other virtual technologies might have just as or more of a profound effect upon society. The gaming industry has rapidly become the most profitable entertainment industry in recent years, more than doubling the global revenue of the film industry. Here, the rapid advancement of what is possible in terms of realism and scope is evident even to the most casual observer. Digital innovation and increasing accessibility of design and representation software has also been a driving force for change in design practice. 3D printing, laser cutting and CNC milling are pushing the boundaries of what is possible in both form and structure in design of all kinds, and often these designs and patterns are open source and collaborative, with people around the world learning and sharing their work with each other over the internet. The relationship between these two industries is increasingly interconnected. As we further push the boundaries between virtual and physical space, the process of design becomes increasingly fluid between these industries. However, it is still too soon to see the full extent of the impact these technologies might have, especially if they become as universal as other technologies we have quickly become accustomed to.
This module seeks for a new way to approach architecture, to interact with it and to be able to adapt it individually and playfully. This requires a scale that meets those needs and must be neither too tremendous nor too insignificant. An item of furniture seems perfect here. Its share plays an important role as a microarchitecture, which stands in an interrelationship between us human beings and our everyday activities, within the built surroundings and space-defining architecture. So this makes it a suitable test object, because it could be used to simulate numerous elements of everyday life and also to understand them anew in a specific context. Moreover, the chair is representative of future projects to which this approach of a virtual context generation can be transferred. These can then also take on larger dimensions, for example sculptures or even entire houses, that are placed in a completely new context and surrounded by a variety of possible environments and atmospheres.
Our chair design was inspired by this model. We tweaked it in order to fit our ability to produce it within our limited time frame. We modeled it using ArchiCAD, which was then transferred into Rhino for the technician's toolpath. The materials we used was plywood because it was environmentally friendly and versatile in digital fabrication. The machines we used were the CNC milling machine and the laser cutters. The CNC milling machines were used to produce the legs and the ribs, while the laser cutter was used to produce the armrest, as the armrests were too intricate for the milling machines.
Wait, let me start from the beginning then.
In creating a virtual environment, it was important to find software which was accessible and compatible with the technology we had access to. There were several potential software that we explored to create an environment which could be experienced in virtual reality. Each of these programs offered their own strengths and limitations. We investigated various rendering software such as Lumion and Enscape. However, these did not allow for a high level of interactivity within the environment. 3ds Max, Interactive, Unity, and Unreal Engine were promising, however proved to be difficult to use due to the steep learning curve that involved the programming aspect. Through the exploration, we discovered Twinmotion, a rendering and real-time visualization software based off of Unreal Engine, which offered a level of interactivity and usability which best fit our requirements. Twinmotion supports a variety of architectural programs such as Revit, which is easily accessible after downloading their plugins. This allows us to easily import our 3D design proposals into a virtual environment. We were then able to import our master plan that allows us to manipulate the environment. We added circulation, sounds, and objects to help create a more realistic and lifelike atmosphere within the environment.
Due to the current circumstances, we were unable to meet up as a group in person. However, we organised multiple Zoom calls a week to keep track of everyone's roles and how the project was developing. At the start of the project, we created a OneDrive so we could all easily share our work and help improve each factor of the project. Everyone was able to voice their opinions and worries, which made it easy to work within the group. Not only was Zoom a big part of keeping in touch with our group, but due to COVID, the workshop spaces were closed, making finishing a chair challenging. The chair had to be finished and assembled in the group member's house without all the equipment. This was an issue and it caused our group to need an extension due to having to manually work on the chair without the assistance of any large machinery. This problem was overcome and the chair was able to be completed.
Our idea was to base our project on the relationship between physical and virtual space, explored by constructing an object which would inhabit both a virtual and a physical environment simultaneously, and to combine the senses of sight and sound throughout the virtual environment with sensual properties of a physical object, and explore how these senses might be enhanced, subverted, and confused through this media.
Oh,
There you go.
oh my gosh! Where are my hands? I can't see my hands.
I'll do it now.
Where's my body?